hear about other careers, right, in the academic field or in the biomedical sciences. So what else can they do if they not want to pursue like a full-time degree?
Great question. So I can give examples of what we have done in our program. So we have something called T32 program that trains scientists. They do a PhD, but we have also students who graduated with a master's degree. And my own student, now they don't no longer do science anymore. They have gone on to do their own startup companies. There are two students from my lab who started their own startup companies, one in Bay Area called Debanoshee, one is in Houston, Texas. So he has his own genomic company and he supplies things to the government. So there are a lot of areas where you can actually go, it fits in. Biomedical science is very innovative. There are so many innovations happening in biomedical science, wearables, AI technologies and things like that. You don't really need a PhD. But if you are interested, you can still do research. The point of research is to solve problems. Solve problems. If we're able to solve some problems, you can take this anywhere. You can take it to the market. You can take to a startup company, make your own, really, or if you want to just become a policy maker, go to Washington, D.C., if you want to pursue politics, you can be an advocate for science policies. So you can do internship, going back to the internship. I think those are the things, that anyone can do, not only specifically going to academia.
Thank you.
Take some more questions.
Well, I have a question for all of you guys. My name is Vivek. I am also a student at the University of Michigan with Tejas. I'm going to be going into my sophomore year, majoring in economics and statistics, and considering a minor in cognitive science or psychology. And all of you guys are very accomplished people. I'm sure busy is an understatement for all of you. So I was just wondering how you guys manage your time, and if you have any tips on that.
It's a constant challenge, especially I think if you're a working mom, as my children will tell you. A lot of my career I probably didn't get it right, but my family usually reminded me when the scale was tipped in the wrong direction. So I think it's a conscious decision every day as you're trying to work hard, get ahead in your career, and do right by your family. I have to say it's hard. It's not always easy, but it's certainly achievable. I think in the concept of it takes a village is true. Support from your partner and all of those around you are key to do that.
Yeah, I certainly agree with all of that. The other thing I would say is I would try to figure out when during the day you are at your most productive and can do your best thinking, and then try to reserve that time, block it off for the hardest things that you have to do. So for me now, I'm at my most productive in the mornings, 9 to noon basically, and so I try to I don't schedule meetings then. I try not to answer too many emails then. That's when I really want to do my most challenging, my most difficult work, whatever that might be. And then I save the other stuff for later on in the day when I'm a little more tired. When I was in college, it was not 9 to noon. I was asleep until noon. So my most productive hours were like 6 to 10 p.m. or something like that. So that was the time when I tried to be most productive. But figure out sort of when you can do your best work and then try to do the hardest stuff, the stuff that's most intellectually challenging during that period. And keep it sort of sacred. Don't let anything intrude on it. Don't let people try to swallow up that time. And then save other stuff that's easier, takes less brain energy for another time in the day.
So some of us have the privilege of managing our own schedules. Others are on someone else's schedule, and we really cannot schedule our time, right? And it varies depending on the phase of your career you're in. Like right now, I can do exactly what you're saying. And in fact, I'm a night owl, so my best time to work is from 10 p.m. to midnight, okay? But you wake me up at 7 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, oh Lord, I'm so slow. And you know, people kept telling me as you grow older that will change. Well, I think I'm old enough now. It hasn't changed. Anyway, jokes apart. So you know, Angela, you said you're a working mom. I'm always interested that nobody talks about working dads, but there's a working dad in the back there. That's my husband Samar, okay? And he is my partner in crime. We have been married for 32 years, and I always say he's Mr. Mom, you know. Our daughter I told you about, Maya, she really was brought up by him, because when she was born, I was a resident. I was working 100 hours a week. I went into my fellowship when she was 6 months old. I don't know where that year of my life went, my first year of fellowship, because I was trying to raise a baby and also continue with my own training. So I think it's really important, and it's not always a husband or a wife that you need. It is someone who will be your supporter, okay, as you're doing this. And all of us have been so busy in our careers. We have had along the way mentors, as well as family members, friends who have supported us. You really need that support network to get where you're going to go. I'll say 2 things about how I manage my time, Vivek. I'm a list maker. So upstairs in my hotel room is my computer, and on it is a to-do list. And the to-do list contains not only work-related items, but also personal things. You know, my daughter's just got engaged, and we're going to have a small party for her in a couple of weeks. I need to order the cake, I need to order the food, I need to do, all that stuff's on my to-do list. As well as, there's a paper I need to review, that's on there too. And the fact that I have to write somebody a letter of recommendation, that's on there too. And I prioritize the list so that there are actually dates on it to say, this one's due next week, do it now. This one isn't due until the end of the month, you can wait a little bit. So having a list really helps me keep myself organized. The last thing I will say, and I know that you're probably not going to like to hear this, but it's the amount of time that you spend on your phone, okay? It is a huge time sink. And I know you all love your phones. I'm always quoting my husband because he's on the phone all the time, okay? And he's not talking to people, he's scrolling, okay? So the thing to do is budget your time on your phone. Tell yourself, I'm going to spend half an hour chatting with my friends, or an hour, whatever time you have. And it isn't every day. There are days when you don't have too much to do and you can spend 6 hours on it, as far as I care. Although it's probably not good for your brain, not good for your eyes to do that. But the point being that your time is valuable. Do not waste it.
Just to build on the previous speakers, to me the most critical resource in life is time. It's not your bank balance. But time never comes back. So managing time, before you manage time, you have to manage the household. That means allocation of work other than your primary work is very important. And I want